Sometime last year, I wrote an article for 10 Daily on the lack of culturally diverse dolls here in Australia. This was based on my personal experience, looking for dolls that resemble my daughter and finding it way too hard. With Australia priding itself as being a multicultural nation, why is it still so hard for us to find dolls that represent us? Ladies, I know I'm the only mum on the panel, but it's very hard. Yeah, you've all got nieces and nephews, and it's since we were little kids, not much has changed. It's really hard. I go into Kmart or Target where I want to buy affordable dolls, and there may be one doll, and it's often a Disney doll, that is a culturally diverse doll, and it's very, very hard. And if I want to go out and get her someone that looks exactly like her, I'm Greek and Lebanese background, my husband's African American, I have to order something online and it's expensive. Sasha, I've even looked into Aboriginal dolls, and they're from educational sites and they cost like $80 or something. Yes, exactly, like not Kmart, not Target.
Let us educate. This is the one time we'll represent what Australia really looks like. This is
Aboriginal.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, we'd like dolls to look like all of us.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I do think it's changing slowly. And it's no secret that Australia is super behind on a lot of things. Obviously, diversity and just representation, inclusive representation. But I think it's changing because when I was younger, my mum still has a doll that I loved, and it looks like an absolute hot mess, and it was white. But I could never have imagined back then having a doll that looked like me. And for Christmas, I just bought really dope, it's Barbie, I think, Barbie dolls for my nieces. And I think it's just going to take time. It's a trend right now in Australia. The buzzword is diversity with all the campaigns, and which I hope are
But
genuine.
it's not in action. That's the problem. And did you have to reach back to the back of the shelf to get the doll? No joke.
Or ask if they have any inventory.
Or ask if they have any inventory, because I've found that a lot. Like,
to be honest, I didn't.
Which area were you shopping in?
Blacktown.
Do you know? No,
just a shop, like a
Blacktown's
toy
a suburb
shop
in Australia, guys, by the way, just so they know.
No, sorry.
No, but it's funny you said that because for the article that I wrote on this, I spoke to someone from Kmart as an example, a spokesperson. And she did say that, in certain areas, you would hope that they would put more diverse dolls in more diverse populations. It would make sense. So, I'm living in the inner city now, and it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And like I said, they're usually expensive. And you don't mind paying it for a quality doll, but...
But you're trying to find a specific, that looks interracial, or you just want a black doll?
No, black dolls, different skin tones would be good. Color. You know what? I was thinking, where are the hijabi dolls? The more disabled dolls, or just representing all different types of cultures
and this is where the youth of the world is really leading. There is a little girl who has a disability, and she's in a wheelchair, and she started making dolls to represent what she looked like. And her mother's also helped her started online. I guess as a silver lining is from these terrible situations births these amazing opportunities, and the platforms that they use online allows us to be accessible. Now, how can we make it sustainable, affordable, and so that everyone can actually get access to them?
That's the question.
It's so important for representation because back in the 1940s, there's Kenneth and Miriam Clark, who were two African-American psychologists who did the doll test. And so they placed a white doll and a black doll in front of young children of diverse backgrounds, white, black, and in between. And they tested the perceptions of which doll is good, which doll is nice, which doll is bad. And 9 times out of 10, it was the black doll or the brown doll that was considered to be bad, evil, or had this bad stereotype associated with their skin color. So that's why...
That makes me so livid.
It is so
but it still happens today, and it still happens today. And I think, to your point, I want to see our diverse dolls. I'm feeling your vibe right now. Because I want to see our diverse dolls on the front shelves so mainstream, quote-unquote, white Australia will encourage their children to buy them too. It's not just for my daughter or your nieces and nephews, or it's for those mainstream, quote-unquote, Anglo-Australian kids to embrace, like I want them to have a black doll or an Asian doll, or
and
you
be
know,
able to see it on a day-to-day basis and know that they're part of the community, because we are. And little people actually see very little difference between themselves.
And if things have changed, as we said, when we were kids, we didn't think you had a white doll and you loved it. I had white dolls. I didn't know what they were, just dolls. But awareness is greater now.
And it's very psychological. So
with that said, I really think our major retailers need to get on board to reflect the demographic that we live in. And shout out to all those business owners who are creating dolls that reflect themselves and our community. It's such an amazing initiative. So keep doing what you're doing. We need you.